a former Cambridge professor who was once celebrated as a groundbreaking academic, has died at just 41 years old, only days after resigning from one of Britain's most prestigious universities. His name was Jason Arday, and the timing of this story is what has people around the world asking questions. Jason Arday was a professor of sociology of education at the University of Cambridge, one of the most famous universities in the world. In 2023, his appointment attracted major attention because he became Cambridge's youngest ever black professor. His personal story had also made him a widely celebrated figure, but in recent weeks, that success story turned into one of the most controversial academic stories in Britain. Questions were raised about parts of Arday's academic work, including allegations of plagiarism and inconsistencies surrounding some claims about his career and personal achievements. The controversy became serious enough that Cambridge announced an investigation into his appointment. Arday resigned from Cambridge on August 5, 2026. At the time, he said that relentless accusations, speculation, and public commentary had taken a profound toll on him and the people he loved. Then, just over a week later, the story took a shocking turn. On Friday, August 14th, police were called to a home in South London after emergency services responded to a report of a man who was unresponsive. A 41-year-old man was pronounced dead at the scene. Police said his next of kin had been informed and supported. Authorities are currently treating the death as unexpected, but not suspicious. That distinction is extremely important. At this point, there is no official finding that another person was involved, and there is no confirmed public explanation for his death. So what exactly happened before this tragedy? Arday had been under intense public scrutiny for weeks. The controversy involved questions about his doctoral work, his academic record, and claims made about parts of his biography. Cambridge initially stood behind Arday, but the university later announced an investigation. After new information emerged, the university has also faced broader questions about how Arday was appointed and whether its recruitment and vetting procedures were strong enough. That has turned the story into something much bigger than one professor. It has become a debate about academic standards, institutional responsibility, diversity policies, media scrutiny, and the power of public criticism. Supporters of Arday argued that the intense scrutiny surrounding him had become excessive and that some of the criticism was connected to broader political and racial debates. Critics, meanwhile, argued that academic institutions must apply the same standards of evidence and verification to everyone, regardless of background. And now, after Arday's death, that debate has taken an even more serious and painful turn. His family has asked for privacy and described the pressure surrounding him as deeply damaging. Cambridge has expressed its sadness and sympathy for his family and friends. Arday's story is also attracting international attention because his memoir, Great and Unfortunate Things, was published in the United States just days before his death, with its UK publication scheduled later this month. That timing has added another extraordinary layer to an already complicated story. But there is something important viewers should remember. The allegations surrounding Arday, the investigation into his appointment, and the circumstances of his death are three separate issues. An investigation into academic conduct does not automatically explain a person's death, and until authorities establish more facts, nobody should claim to know exactly what caused this tragedy. What we do know is that Jason Arday's life had moved from remarkable academic success to intense public controversy in an incredibly short period of time. He rose to one of the most prestigious positions in British academia. He became Cambridge's youngest black professor. He faced serious allegations and intense scrutiny. He resigned, and days later, he was found dead in London at the age of 41. Now, questions about what happened to him, what happened inside Cambridge, and what lessons universities should take from this case are likely to continue. For now, the investigation remains ongoing. And perhaps, the most important part of this story is not choosing a side before all the facts are known. It is understanding just how quickly a public controversy can transform a person's life, and why the truth matters even more when the stakes are this high.